Good afternoon, guys. So on this one, as the title states, I'm going to be showing you how to assemble and put together the clutch to go in your R154. This is going to be kind of a walkthrough of what you need, and I'm going to lay everything out and explain why it goes in that order to try and help some people out. I actually tried to do a search on this just to see if it's being redundant or not, but I didn't find anything on the interwebs or on YouTube itself walking you guys through this, so I'm hoping this helps out other R154 owners. Now, this isn't exactly rocket science, but at the same time, I know a lot of people like myself who need a visual aid of some sort, or who need someone to, well, hold their hand and walk them through it. I've said this a million times on the channel, I'm no mechanic and I'm learning day by day, and if I can help someone else out in this aspect, I'm very happy to do so. I'd like to pretty much throw out there a thank you to Freddie English, the guy who runs Poor Man Mods. I've watched some of his videos. He's kind of really inspired me here lately. Not only that, but he's a fantastic individual in itself. He might be a douchebag. Oh, excuse me. I don't know, I can't believe I said that out loud. Excuse me. Freddie is a great guy. He's a fantastic person. Joking around with him every day here. He's helped me a lot along the way here, so I just wanted to say thanks, buddy. I appreciate all the help with all this. I've been very fortunate to have people to help me along the way, so very thankful, buddy. I appreciate everything you've done. So let's go ahead and make this easy, and let's go ahead and start digging into this here. I'm gonna lay the clutch out, all the snap rings, everything that you need. I'm gonna label everything for you guys, or not label, I guess I should say, but at least explain to you what you're going to be looking at exactly and kind of give you a rundown. I'm gonna try to be as thorough as I can, and I'm also gonna show you how it needs to go on the R154 itself. Now, the way I'm going to do it is going to be a little bit different from how the book is going to tell you how to do it, and I'm going to explain why I'm doing it the way I am to try and help you out some. Because the fact that the car is on jack stands and I don't have a lot of access, this is going to help someone else that is a do-it-yourselfer, someone who's at home doing this. This will just give you better access and make it a lot easier to install the transmission itself when that time comes. So let's go ahead and do a breakdown of what exactly you're going to be doing when you're installing this clutch. Okay, what we're going to go ahead and do, guys, is start down here. You're not going to be able to see my face, but you'll be able to see my hand moving around and showing and explaining everything. What we're going to start first with here is the clutch disc itself. Now, before the clutch disc would have been the flywheel and the pilot bearing install, which I showed you guys in the past video, and I can go ahead and put that down in the description below of how to install that, but that all would have came before you would have done this. So first up, you have your clutch disc here. Now, the point of the clutch disc itself is this is what grabs onto the flywheel. These, well, I guess you would call them ceramic surfaces or whatever. I'm not sure exactly the material, being honest. Apply pressure. Once that pressure is applied, this then grips against the flywheel, and that's how you get your traction. This is what's called a 6-puck clutch. This is what gives you all that grip and everything that you need to put the power to the ground. This should be good for around 600 foot-pounds. Clutch Master says 700. I kind of call horse shit on that, but that's just my opinion. This should hold all the power I need. Next up, you have your snap ring, which is going to hold your clutch release bearing or your throw-up bearing in place. This literally does sound just like it says, snaps into place. This is going to be installed in the back of the pressure plate there. Not that much rocket science there, guys. Then you also have this plastic, which I thought was a little weird. It's not metal, it's a plastic washer that then goes over top of that. Just gives it a little extra space. Then this actually sits inside like so. You guys can see here, actually sits inside the throwout itself. I'm not exactly sure the point of this, besides the fact I know this is where the forks itself from the transmission grab it and pull it. Then you have your pressure plate. Then next up, you once again have a spacer that then holds this in place on top, like so. Then you have what's called a wave washer that sits on top of there, like so. And then you have your last bit, which is another snap ring, which goes on the top of here. Like I said, guys, this isn't exactly rocket science. It actually goes together pretty easily. What I go ahead and do too, I'll go ahead and flash up on the screen here eventually, or maybe I'll do it right now, of exactly how this goes together per the Toyota book, just so you guys have a reference too. This is just a breakdown of showing you physically of what I have, but I'll also flash up what it shows in the book that you need to use. You guys can take a screenshot of that or just grab it yourself. This way you can, have a conceptual idea how Toyota told me to do it, and I'm just literally following the steps of what Toyota told me to do. So with the methodology I'm going with, it's going to be a little different. I'm actually going to assemble this here on the bench with this little guy and my guide itself. This is going to be a little bit more difficult per se. It's not going to be quite as easy in some ways, but it's going to be a little bit easier once you're actually physically putting the clutch in. So I'm going to give this a shot real quick and see if this works. If it doesn't, oh well. If it does, fantastic. So let's give this a shot real quick. just got the snap ring on there, which actually holds this on from the back side. So now I need to flip this over, I think. Well, I went ahead and did this too, printed out the directions to make it a little bit easier on myself because, well, who doesn't want something idiot-proof when, well, you're an idiot like me. So yeah, I need to go through that next. Stake, I put this together using this snap ring, but forgot to put on these shims here. So now I had to take it back apart because, well, I'm a moron, so I had to put these shims on, put that back together. Now put this back down, set this here, grab it like so, apply some pressure. See if I can get it on in first try. Right, just got the snap ring on the back of this here, guys. See if I can zoom in for you real quick. So just got the snap ring on that holds on the throw-up bearing itself. So that's on. I used a screwdriver. Thanks, Freddie. That actually did work. Even though I tried it like 14 fucking times, it finally worked. This snap ring on this side is not easy. Also, once again, guys, there's the 2 washers on this side of the throw-up bearing itself. Don't forget to put those on. And then you put the snap ring in. Next, I have to actually install onto the pressure plate itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do that here real quick. So first thing you gotta do is take this, stick it underneath the pressure plate itself, and then pull up. Now, next you have 2 washers. You have, it's almost like a composite or a plastic washer you put down, and then as it's literally called, it's like a wavy washer in itself, and it's this metal. You put that down and pull up on it. Now, because it sits down in there, you gotta find something to sit behind it. So I'm gonna have to find something to sit on so I can then apply pressure and then, yeah, put this on. Well, maybe, hold on here. Let's see if I can try and do it, which I highly fucking doubt I'll be able to. But we'll take a little try here. No, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to find something to put under it here real quick. So lucky for me, next door they're actually building a house. I took a chunk of wood, cut that little piece off, set that on it, and that's easy enough then. So set that down. I'm gonna put my gloves back on. Makes it a little bit easier putting this on because you gotta actually press on this snap ring here. It shouldn't be that hard, we'll see. Ta-da. Now it's all snapped together, and my wife is calling me, and I just missed the call, so I'm probably going to get in trouble for that one. But now this is all together as one piece. Ta-da! You guys can see here. I'll try to zoom in for you real quick. So if you guys can see, this is what it should look like when it's all assembled. Nothing too spectacular in itself, but maybe pull this in a little bit. So this is how it should look when it's all assembled. As you can see, this is the back part of the pressure plate itself. Pretty simple, just a pain in the ass. These snap rings are not exactly fun to put on, but it's not too bad. So next up, I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and install this by putting it directly on the transmission itself first. So let me show you that. Okay, so the plan is to actually install my pressure plate with everything on it. I'm going to grease up the shaft here real quick. I've already greased inside of the bearing itself, but I want to put a little grease on here too, just to be safe, to make this a little bit easier, and so it doesn't bind up down the road. Now, I don't want it to bind up. I don't think anyone ever wants that. It's like, that'd be a worst case scenario, and I don't think anyone wants to run into that kind of issue. Set that down for a second. Take that off. Take this. There we go. Now, it's not perfect per se, but it'll work for right now, because then next we have to take the clutch disc here, and it's labeled flywheel this side, so the flywheel on that side, and install it. Slide that on. Now, you're going to say, well, how am I supposed to bolt this down when it's all said and done? The way it works is you have these access holes. These will line up to the dowels itself on the flywheel. You just have to, move this around a little bit, which obviously it spins pretty freely. And just line up on those dowels. Once it's on there, you'll be able to spin this around and then bolt everything on with the supplied bolts from Toyota. It's pretty simple, but this just makes it easier than trying to get this spline to line up and go into the clutch itself, especially when you don't have the ability to really rotate the transmission. This just makes it easier. All you have to do is get this into the pilot bearing and you're really done. I just wanted to do this real quick, guys. I'm trying to help you out as much as I can. I hope this helped out somewhat. This isn't the perfect way of doing it, but I wanted to kind of go over what you need. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and throw up that diagram of what you're going to need to actually install this and what snap rings and everything you're going to need to do it. It's not that bad, but I hope this helped you guys out a little bit, and I'll show you on Saturday how to install the transmission itself. So I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. I'm still cleaning up my hands right now, so pardon me on that, but I hope this helped you out. I know I'm a little sporadic and I'm trying to do the best I can, but at the same time, I'm teaching you guys, and also I'm learning myself. I'm going through the book and I'm like, all right, next up is this, and I have to stop the camera and I'm like, shit, this isn't working. So I gotta stop it, re-look at it and go, okay, re-record this because now it's not right. I'm trying to do the best I can with this so I can help teach you guys and help you out any way I can. Thank you again very much, Freddie. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Miguel, for getting me the clutch and the shim kit. He's gonna be sending me, he should have already sent it to me, so I need to get a hold of him about the shipping for the drive shaft. Because as soon as I can get that, because I'll know I'll have the transmission in this Saturday, I'll be good to go. It's Thursday today, so if I can get it all, fingers crossed, by Saturday, I can actually get that bitch driving, and that'll make me fucking happy, boy. Oh, good Lord, that'll make me happy. I only had it driving for those 2 weeks, and I had to really baby it, but I guess I'm gonna have to kind of be easy on it too. Only good thing I'll be able to get a lot of braking period just driving to my work and back is 140 miles round trip. So what I might do is drive it to work 2 or 3 days 1 week, and right there it gives me my break-in period and I won't have to worry about it. So I'll be able to pretty much rape on it as hard as I can. One thing I've been thinking about more and more is I've had people ask me, why didn't you go V160? Why didn't you go V160? I had the rear end for it. It came down to cost, and people said, well, I saw it only cost $5,000. You could have bought a V160. And I think I need to remind you guys, $5,000 gave me everything. That means a clutch, that means a transmission that was fully built, that means a rear end, that means every little knick-knack I needed to get it done. The rear end that I sold from the V160, or for the 3.13 rear end for the V160, that alone I sold for $3,400. That just puts in perspective how much I probably paid for it myself. It wasn't cheap. Used V160 between $5,000 to $5,500. Then you got a drive shaft. The clutch for those cars, you're looking $2-3 grand on the cheap side for one of those. They're just, you can't get anything cheap with them. I was looking at around $12,000 to $13,000 versus $5,000 for everything. All good quality stuff. Like I said, a fully built Marlin Crawler R154. I'm not really gonna have to worry about it, knock on wood, for my power levels. I've talked to multiple people now and they said, as long as you just change the fluid and you just take care of it in that aspect, you can beat the ever-living hell out of it. I had Jose Valle of Kaizen Motorsports said he ran one for 200,000 miles in his MK3. Very hard on the car for a very long time. He sends me the videos of all his customers beating the shit out of him. Only thing he said, he does prefer the Chaser R154 over the MK3 style R154, as he does say it does shift smoother and it seems to last a little bit longer. So I do have a Chaser style, so I'm hoping that benefits me a little bit and I get a little bit of longevity, or yeah, I think life out of it, life out of all this when it's all said and done. Next thing I'm waiting up, Aaron from Drift Motion, which I kind of mentioned this before, but I'm going to be one of the first ones to get the prototypes for the Chaser R154. He's still working on it currently. I need to actually get a hold of him again to see where he's at in the process. I want to do a very detailed video on that. I'm going to go step by step of what you need to do and give a true review on it. If there's anything I find that's incorrect, I probably won't put that in the video per se. I'll probably actually shoot it back to Aaron and have him quickly fix it, or what if there is any issues. I mean, I know he's taking his good ass time. That's just speculation on my part. So I'm gonna wait and get that. I can't wait to see how that feels, because this feels good, but I'm waiting to see what it's gonna feel like with a true short shifter in it. I think it's gonna be pretty badass. So guys, thank you very much as usual. I appreciate everything you do for me. I'm hoping these videos are helping out. As usual, look for me on Facebook at Pure Function Engineering. Also, hit me up on Instagram. That's at purefunction_. That's gonna be it for this one. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.